Yo, what's up, guys? This is BTR, Bees of the Rebel. Just watched the big fight, Kovalev versus Pascal. Kovalev dominated the fight as I expected that he would. While watching the fight, I started thinking, and I started just understanding how great this guy is. This guy is one of the best fighters I've ever seen. No lie. As I watched him fight, he's I think it's getting to the point where we need to start talking about, is Kovalev one of the best light heavyweight fighters of all time? Is he one of the best pound for pound fighters of all time? The man is a beast. He deserves a lot of credit because he's a monster. He's a monster. It was kind of ironic that Lennox Lewis was at the fight, because Lennox is who he reminds me of, in a sense of, he plays, obviously he's a light heavyweight, Lennox is a heavyweight, and he fights big. He fights like a bigger fighter. He stands upright. He knows how to use the jab, a different style, of course, but he knows how to use his jab. He's very accurate with his punches. He has amazing punching power, but he has amazing precision, and that is what separates him from every fighter in that division. Is that even separates him from Andre Ward, in the sense that, yes, Andre Ward is very precise. He has a lot of precision as well, but he doesn't have the power that Kovalev has, and that would make it a little interesting. It would be interesting because I don't know. I think before watching this fight, I was under the assumption that if Andre Ward and Kovalev fight, Andre Ward would not run through him, but I figured he'd give him somewhat of a boxing lesson. I don't know if that's the case. This guy is a monster. Andre Ward is a great fighter. When these two guys fight, I know it won't make mainstream coverage the way a Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather had, but that is, for me as a boxing fan, that's the fight I want to see. It's that simple now, that these two guys are on another level. Both of these guys, let's assume Andre Ward still has it. We know he's been inactive. Assuming that Andre Ward is anything like he used to be, and assuming that Kovalev doesn't ever have a drop off in between that time, in between now and between when they fight, that's gonna be one of the biggest fights of all time for me as a boxing fan. As far as just excitement, I can't say biggest fights of all time as far as action is concerned. These guys are so meticulous in their skill set that it's not gonna be it's not Gotti Ward, So you always gotta understand expectation. You gotta understand styles. Styles make fights. I would like to see how Andre Ward could get in, because Andre Ward can fight inside. He can fight on the outside. He knows how to use his jab. Knows how to use them right hand leads. Good with his hooks. Good with his body shots. He just doesn't have one punch knockout power, which I'm not really sure if Kovalev has as well. But Kovalev has punishing power, meaning that every blow he hits you with, you feel it. Meaning that even when you block it, you feel it. Pascal was blocking some of his punches and was still like getting tossed around the ring. The guy's a monster. He's a beast at what he does. And when these two guys fight, if they fight, hopefully they do fight. I believe they will. When they fight, it's gonna be one of the big boxing matches of the year. Obviously for 2016, these two guys just know how to. They're just a cut above the rest. And in my opinion, these two guys are monsters. As I said before, when you talk about Gonzalez as the number one pound for pound, you got to give it to him because he's been so dominant. Kovalev he's my number two. Andre Ward would be my number one if he was active. So it's kind of like a 1A, 1B type of thing where Kovalev and Andre Ward is concerned. These two guys are monsters. This is a big fight. This fight needs to happen for the sake of boxing. It needs to happen because, like I said before, while watching this fight, I start understanding, hey, this is a legacy guy. This is a legendary kind of fighter. This is a legacy kind of a guy, meaning that what he's doing, legendary. And we need this fight to happen. And that's really all I wanted to talk about today, man. As usual, BTR, Bees of the Rebel, man. Just like I said before, I'm always going to promote boxing and give you guys great boxing videos and talk about some of the big matches, as well as make music as well. Thank you for your time.